All right. Hey, you guys. How are you guys doing? Listen, it is cold out here. I am like, okay, I need to do this anyway. So I'm going to not be on here long because I was like in a different Ramada. And I was like, oh my gosh, child was screaming, dog was barking. I'll deal with the loud birds. But I did want to get on here real quick because I am cold, you guys. So anyway, you guys can see Supermom. So continue to vote for me in that regard. I appreciate all of you that continue to vote. So please continue to do that. Send out that support. Vote every day. If you have some funds, please lend it to the voting of me. That's going to go to the Children's Miracle Network hospitals for that life saving caregiving services for those children. Please, please, please do continue to vote. Do keep showing up. I appreciate it. So thank you so much. And then the second thing I wanted to talk about was the youth superstar youth business fair. Now I don't know. I'm saying when I was finished with the book signing, I was like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and put this event on right after I was done. I don't know, from April to May, I was like, oh yeah, I could do it. But you know what? Everything, I just do all that I can do in Christ because I just believe that things will work out the way they're going to. So however the Lord wants to work it out, it's fine. I'm not going to drop it. I'm not going to change it. So if you can lend a helping hand, if you're a vendor and you want to come out and be supportive, and you want to be over at Bacata Park in Maricopa, Arizona, you want to do that, please do come out. I'm looking forward to doing that. So this is my first time doing it. So you know when something is the first time, there's a lot of things you're like, hey, this isn't there. This isn't there. Just please give grace with all of it. And if you want to volunteer to kind of help, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you know any youth from 10 to 17 that would like to get a taste of what it is to sell, to do marketing, to do business, just a taste of it, I would really appreciate any help you can get out the word to anybody that wants to. And all I need is the first and last name of that child. And then, of course, their name of their business that they want to do, and so they can have up poster boards, whatever they need to do. Just I'm just looking for 20 youth that want to come out and be a part of this for the first time, for me anyway, doing that here. I don't know, there may have been one in Maricopa some years ago for youth, but for me it's the first time. So if you are wanting to do that, I hope that you will. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, you guys see that I forgot to put up my stuff, but there it is, a super mom and the business fair. That stuff is coming at ahead at the same time, but I'm looking forward to doing it. I just wanted to touch on real quickly to always hold on to faith, hope, and love, because that's what we have. We have that in Jesus. And I know for some, I'm going to take these off real quick just for a little bit and then I'll put them back on. I know that for some, sometimes it can be challenging to do a lot of things, right? You've been called to do a lot of things, and sometimes you just get stuck in a rut. You just don't know. And you're like, Lord, are you hearing me? Let me just encourage you. He hears your prayers. He knows, He sees, He's there. I know sometimes it can feel like He's not there, He's not present. But I know for myself, the things that I've gone through in my life, He is very, very present, and He is an ever present help. So when you're going through those challenges and they can really get you down, they can really do that. Just hang on to that faith in Him, because past any human being, He's never going to leave you, nor is He going to forsake you. He's not trying to disappear on you. He's not trying to vamp on you. He's right there. All you have to do is call on Him. All you have to do is think, listen, I'm going to call on the Lord. Before you call your friends, before you call your family members, before you call your bestie, call on Him. Talk to Him about whatever it is. Lay your burdens, lay your issues, lay your petitions, lay your supplications. Make everything made known to Him, and He will hear you. Whatever He does in His time is going to be perfect, and it's going to be on time, because God is not a God that He should lie, and He's not slack, He's not slow. Everything always happens in His time. And one of the things why I had a friend that asked me, well, can't you change the date for the Superstar Youth Business Fair? And I said, yeah, I could, but then I have to change everything, because then I have to change the insurance, and I also have to change the special permit that I work hard to get. And so I'd have to change everything. Now, it's not a problem to do that, but for me, I was just like, no, I'm just going to go with it. And however it turns out, if I have 5 people, then it's the 5 people that were meant to be there. And I'm just going to run with that. I'm going to just do my best because this is an opportunity for people that want to have their kids come out to do it. And if you want to be part of it, it's for the community. And I know I'm like this little person in the community. I'm like one little person, and there's like a lot of people, and a population of 75,000. So what can one little pebble do in a sea of a lot of people? Well, there's a lot, because when you throw in a pebble into a pond, the ripple effect, it goes a long way, and one person can make a difference. One person can spark others to do things for change, things for good, things for Jesus. There's a lot of things, right? And when we look at one person, it took one person on the cross to take the sin of the world. It only takes one person willing, one person to have the love, one person to know, to go, to do. And Jesus did that. He was the one. He was the only one called to do that mission. And he said, not my will, but the will of my Father. And he did it to the very end. And I just want to emulate and follow after him, that I'm going to hold this event. I'm going to hold all the events that I do. I'm going to do it to my best of my ability, whether I have one or 10 people or more. I'm just going to hold it down. I'm going to push in faith, because that's what I do. I don't get discouraged when nobody shows up. I'm so used to rejection. It's just a thing like, okay, well, we only had two people. Hey, we'll make it work with the two. And I'm just thankful that the Lord has allowed me to at least even see and imagine having something like this, because this superstar event actually came from some organization in Texas, the Acton Children's Business Fair, Acton Academy out there, and they sent me an email. Would you like to host one in your city? I was like, oh, well, I don't know. Can I even do it? And I thought, well, why not? Well, why not just attempt to do so and then do it? I don't like always using the word try. I said, I'm going to attempt to do it, and I'm going to do it. So when May 17th comes up, all right, so I'm back. Technical difficulties is always a thing, but I was like, if I need to go and disappear, I'll do that. But I will walk and talk to you guys, because it is getting extremely cold out here for my little bones, and I am easily able to get a chill, and I'm feeling it now. So I will walk and talk to you guys. I'll put you guys in my backpack, and that's what we will do until I get into the vehicle, get some heat on. Can you imagine in Arizona where everybody says, "Oh, it is always so hot"? Is it? Is it because it's not right now? It's feeling windy and it is not hot. So anyway, putting in my backpack, I'm going to be sniffling, as you guys know that I do. If you guys have kept up with me, listening to when I walk and all that, I'm always sniffling like crazy, and it's not helping that the wind is here, and I'm sitting right uh, behind or in front of. I'm sitting right in front of the lake, of the little lake with all that water, and it's like, okay, that's double cold. So let me get out of here, you guys, and I will walk and talk to you. So once again, like I was talking about definitely to make sure that you always hold on to faith, hope, and love, And for me, there's always people that have said a whole bunch of different things, okay? And they will continue to do and say those things. It's just, you have to remember God has called you to do some things, and whether people believe it or not, whether they think you can or not, that's not the deal. It's, do you believe in the Lord enough to still push and do? Do you believe in what he's called you to do? Are you chasing after the things that he wants you to do? That's the thing. That's the ticket. And sometimes we get so discouraged and we get so downhearted, and sometimes in little bouts of despair, we're like, Lord, I can't do anything for you. What can I offer? I don't have anything to offer, but you do. And sometimes we don't look at the things that we do because it's like, this is not really meaningful to me. Nobody's going to notice it. Nobody's going to take care. Nobody cares. And all those different thoughts that the enemy is always flooding our minds with, like, you're not enough to do anything. What are you talking about? You have this, you have that issue. Like, who's checking for you? Nobody is. Who wants to hear what you have to say? Nobody does. Who cares? Like, stop talking immediately, like ASAP, like right now. You need to drop everything you're trying to do, and you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. Like, please. And for me, I'm one of those people that I can get lost in my head sometimes, and I can do that. But I start holding on to that faith, that hope, and that love, and I know that the Lord is always going to be by my side, and He's always there. So I'm not trying to impress anyone. I just try to do the best that I can with what he's given me in my own capacity. And sometimes you can't do anything without him. Sometimes we try to go on our own strength. Let me tell you, that doesn't work. I've tried it before, and many, many occasions I've tried to do so many things, and didn't work out. So I was like, I always, what I do when I do events anyway, is I always pray about them. I pray about them all the way up until the time when it's time to start. And that's what I've been doing. I've been journaling about these events. I've been journaling about this one in particular because sometimes the youth need things for themselves too, not just adults, but stuff that's specifically catered for youth so they can feel like, hey, this is about me. It's not about the adults around here, but about me, something just for us. And I thought, well, I see some little kids and some youth, some teenagers, selling little things. Like I drive home and I'm always watching this young man. He calls himself Rocky, and he's always selling Gatorades and waters for $2. And I do my best to support. And my son goes over and buys some stuff, but he's selling stuff, trying to make a little money for himself. And I want to encourage that because as a young teen, a young youth, they could be getting into so much trouble. They could be doing all kinds of things. They could be trying to run the streets, trying to do drugs. But then you look and you see youth like this really really participating, and that's helping the community even though they don't know it, because where we live, there's not any place to eat, there's no place to get drink, there's no place of any, there's no restaurants, there's nothing, until you get closer into town. So for those that are on their way and they want a quick Gatorade, or sometimes he has little chips, like, you want a little snack, so I'm hoping he might come to the youth business fair too, to sell his little waters and his Gatorades and his little snacks. I mean, that's what you want to encourage. And sometimes gets discouraging. He might sit out there for some hours and nobody go past and give something, but he's started to get his own little clientele. So that's encouraging. He's out there consistently every day after he's done with school, and he's standing on the corner. And he's got his little poster board sign up, and he's marketing his stuff. He's marketing his stuff, and that's why I said this is for those young people that are already doing this stuff. Some of them have lemonade stands. They're doing the things, right? They're selling that. So if you have any youth that want to do any of this, I encourage you to bring them out and let them do it. Mom and dad can be there in support, but your son or daughter is going to be the one, or niece or nephew, or cousin, they're going to be the one that have to market it. They're going to be the ones that have to talk about their business, what they have to sell, whether it's a little Gatorade or it's a little crochet well. They're going to talk about what it is, and then they'll have to tell them the price for their stuff. So I'm just encouraged because I remember back in the day when the business junior achievement stuff was around, and that's how I started liking business. I've never actually formally been in a real business for myself because I haven't ventured to jump that far yet. Because I still am working on getting out of my own head, like listen to all these other people, but I'll take care of that later. But right now, I think my thing is just being where the Lord wants me to be right now, and just focusing on that because there are always people that are gonna say, "Man, you're not good in any of this stuff," and if you allow those people to say that to you and you allow them to discourage you, you won't do anything. And thank goodness I never listened to anybody when they talked about my podcast. Like, nobody wants to hear about Jesus. I'm like, I don't care what you say. I don't care if you don't find that it's valuable. I'm not really checking for you and I'm not doing it for you. There is a group of people that want to hear this, and there are people that know that Jesus is their entire source of everything. He is everything to them. He's everything to me. I can't do anything without him. I don't have my being without him. He is the author and the finisher of my faith. Without him, I am nothing. My life means nothing. So I know people are like, well, how can we just tell people about Jesus without saying Jesus, Jesus, Jesus? Well, you don't have to walk around saying Jesus, Jesus, Jesus all day long. The way that you act, the way that you present yourself, the way you carry yourself, the way you help people, the way that you extend yourself, it will be very apparent who you represent. It'll be very apparent when you show how you move and what you do for people. They will know. They will know. And uh, recently, I had done something for three friends of mine, and I had taken each of them some flowers because Mother's Day is coming up this week. Don't forget your mamas. This week, Mother's Day is coming up. So get all your Mother's Day gifts, restaurants, and all that stuff together. But I was thinking about who can I give these flowers to? Because I'm not the only super mom running for this. I know some really amazing super moms in my own sphere that have been doing a lot. And just like me, there are some moms that have children on the spectrum, and they are pushing through, and they continue to show up for their kids. They continue to get the services and advocate for their children, and it's a lot of work, but they don't stop, and they can't take a break, and they can't take time off, and they can't take a vacation, and they can't say, "Hey, I'm not going to be your mom right now. I'm going to take a whole 2 years off." Yeah, you can't do that. No parent can take a vacation away from their kids. Even when they're older, they're still going to call. So right now, I'm just very grateful and thankful to the Lord right now. And while I'm encouraging those who would like to help and volunteer, and if you're a vendor, like I said, vendor and volunteers, I'm still looking for. If you would like to participate and help, it would be appreciated. Especially when you know someone's like, "Oh, this is the first time. Let me pitch a hand." I'm always do my best to try to volunteer at different events. I try to do my best to lend a helping hand and support wherever I can. It might not even be that much, but I'm gonna be there. Even if I have to stop in real quick, I'm like, well, I'm gonna show my face. I'm gonna show up because that makes people feel good, and it also shows that you care. You care enough to come out and show support. So that's one of my things I try to do, and that's the way I want to live. Helping other people. Oh my gosh, you guys, it is so warm in this van. I was like, part of me why I started. I was like, because I'm going to go home. But I was like, wow, it was so cold, you guys. I was like, this is cray cray. So let me take you guys and say, okay, now I had to get back here again because I was like, okay, it has been a day. I was like, no, I do not want to think about. I said, I want to think about the cold. My hands are cold, you guys. I'm not, like I said, I'm not big on this whole thing, but here we go. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get going and continue to talk to you guys because I'm going to do that as I go home. So, like I said, always remember to hold up to that faith, hope, and love. You know, it's so easy for people to just be so mean. It takes so much to really think of others, and you have to be intentional about that. But people can be mean spirited and they can be mean and nasty to you, and it's easier because that's our nature. As we've been born in sin and shaped in iniquity, we're easy to go and pop off at people and cuss people clean out. You know, we're it's in our nature. We don't have to learn how to do any of that. We don't have to. We have to learn how to have restraint, have self-discipline, be more loving, show more kindness and compassion for others, showing more selflessness instead of being selfish, which is like me. All I care about is me. I don't care about you. Being more more compassionate, and that compassion for others is so important to share. When you think of other people more than you think of yourself, that is a huge thing to do. And with me, sometimes I used to do a lot of volunteering in some other places too, like Colorado and Illinois when I was living there once upon a time. But I learned that doing those things when I was younger, I was volunteering. So that has been instilled in me. And my grandmother used to volunteer all the time. Anytime she wasn't at home, she was either bowling or she was volunteering. And when she lived in Colorado Springs, she would volunteer at the Air Force Academy all the time. And so if I couldn't find her, she's out there volunteering and she was volunteering for Red Cross. That's how I kind of started with Red Cross through her. There's a lot of things I did, and because I was raised a lot with my grandmother, but that was one of the things she did. So I got into Red Cross as well. And of course, she used to sell Avon, and then I did as well. So a lot of the things that she shared with me influenced a lot of the different things that I do. And when I would think about something, like even when I'm doing my bills or anything like that, I can hear her saying, you know, study your head, like really focus, study your head, and don't worry. You know, don't worry. You're still going to eat. You're still going to live, and God's still going to be with you. And sometimes, like, dang, if a disappointment happened in my life and something came up, I could just hear her saying, you know what, every disappointment is for good. And I'm like, a disappointment when I'm really trying to do this and it's disappointing, that's a good thing. But as I've matured and I've grown and I've learned that yes, sometimes there are things the Lord doesn't want you to do or to have at the moment, because depending on what it is and how mature you are or are not, he's like, this is not for you. This thing is not for you, or the timing of this is not for you, or he's saying just plain old wait. And some of the people might think wait is like a whole no. Like it's not a no, it's just I'm just telling you to wait. It's not the time yet. And sometimes we don't understand that wait is not a no. It's just hang on a second. Just class for the pause. And when the Lord is ready, it will come and it will work out. And so when I look back over my life, and I look at some things that he's told me, wait, and I just held that belief in him, not me, but believing like the Lord's going to do it. I know he's going to do it. I don't know how he's going to do it, but because I have enough faith to know God is always amazing. And I've always loved that song where a lot of people saying he's an on-time God, because he is. He's on time, and nothing that he does is ever wrong. He doesn't do anything where he's not good. We may not understand it, like, well, it's wrong to me that this happened. It's wrong to me in my life that this happened.
Yeah, but the way the Lord has it, because His ways are not our ways. We we don't get to always think about all those different things in His aspect because we don't know, right? We can't think the way that He does. So we're just seeing it surface level for from a human standpoint. Like I don't understand why He did this. I don't understand how this came to be. I don't understand who is this coming about. Like there's a lot of things that the Lord does, and He knows and sees further than we do. That we just gotta trust Him. And before I get out of here, because I'm close to getting to my residence. But I remember when I was doing, and sometimes I go back to this story for you guys. For those that know, some of you guys don't. But if you've ever heard of me share the story about the Soul Tap Podcast Explosion, I share, but I don't share always everything. So when I was trying to do that event, I was trying to do that event before it was even called Soul Tap Podcast Explosion. It was actually called the Leave Seminar. So you guys might see me posting stuff in that thing with stuff from this event, but I was going to do the Leave Seminar. And I was like, okay, well, try as I might, I tried to do it, and everything just wasn't working out. Nothing worked out. And this was back in like 2017. I tried and I tried. I was like, okay, no, it didn't happen. But 2 years later, 2 years later, she say like 2 years later, in 2019, things started to come together. The people, the speakers, everything started to come together. I was like, wait, what? And I was like, huh. It came together the way the Lord wanted it to come together. And it was so beautiful. It was amazing. It blew my own mind away. Like, really, Lord? It was like, this actually happened? Like, wow, Lord, I can't even believe it. While I was watching everything happen, I was blown away. Like, oh, but I believed it. And one of the things that I came across when I was doing this, because you get to learn when things are not successful or when things don't go just as planned. There's learning in that. There's a lot of learning and growth that you get, and you still get some maturing in you of how you are to be when things just don't come out and they don't pan out the way they are supposed to at the time. So I remember I had called this gentleman who was in charge of, well, he's working for K-Wave, and I was super excited that they're going to lend their support to, help me on the radio. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I'll give it to you for free. I was like, oh, yay! I was super excited. Well, that turned to just turn out, couldn't work out because that first event that I was trying to do, it didn't work out. So the last thing he told me when I talked to him, I was like, man, I feel so sad it's not gonna work out. He's like, that's okay. He's like, but what you need to do right now, he's like, you need to run that event like it's gonna happen. I was like, but it's not happening. He's like, I understand all that. It's like he tried to, it's like he tried to give me some information. I was just like, I was being very, I wasn't rude. I was just like, but it's not happening. There's nobody registering. The venue's done. It's my ex-husband had like kind of started coming around and trying to trash stuff. I was like, Lord, it's not going to happen. And the gentleman told me, he's like, what you need to do is act like it's going to happen and hold the event all the way to that date. You just hold it. I was like, holding the event is not going to happen. He's like, this is not. This is for you. This is for God. This is for you. And the Lord wants to see if you're going to be faithful to still hold it. I was like, hold the event. That's not going to happen. He's like, and do not put on social media anywhere that the event is not happening. Don't put that it's postponed. Don't do any of that. Just push on like it's happening. I said, okay. Yeah, push on like it's happening. Well, the date came and went, and I still continued to push and call around for venues, even so much so that I thought I had a venue at a church. But then they said, sorry, we had to take that venue back because somebody just passed away. We're going to need it for a funeral. I was like, okay, well, this was my last hurrah. And in 2019, when the event happened, it was so glorious to me. Everything happened, and I was just like, wow. And I was so excited and happy. And when I went home, I was like, wow, it actually happened. You did that, Lord. You helped me. And the amount of people that I thought I was going to have, because I was shooting very low, like for 30, it was over 50 people. It was over and beyond. And people brought their friends, and their friends came to see them. And then other people brought other people. It was like, oh, wow, this was way more than I had thought in the first place. But I was excited. It was an amazing turnout for me. And that right there was my very, very first event that I had ever put on. So when I say this is my first event for the Superstar Youth Business Fair, that'll be my first event doing this type of event, but not my first initial event because I've done one before. So I'm just like, okay, and I've done some book signing events too. So it's not my first rodeo, but I'm trying to get more immersed in doing it. So when that happened, I was like, wow, you're so amazing. And I always have my faith in him. There's nothing that I can't hope in him. There's no love that I don't see that the Lord provides. He has provided everything. And I owe him all that I have, my being, because he has been there through some tough times. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, Lord, man, you were there? Because the Lord has been there. He's been there for you. And sometimes if you stop for a moment and stop trying to just do so much and just be still and know that he's God and look at your life. You'll see that he's been there. You see that he didn't leave you. You see that he's been there all the time. Do you have faith and trust and love in him enough to know that he's going to be there through whatever circumstance you're going through? Don't rise above it. You're not alone. You're not alone. It will happen. It may look like it's going to take forever. It may look like it's not going to happen. It may look like your life is going down into pots and it's not going to pan out anymore. It may look a lot of different ways. But listen, the Lord is in charge of everything and He is in control. So don't worry about it. Don't worry, don't fret, don't have anxiety about it because you worry, like the word says, you can't add anything to your day. You can't add an extra day. Worrying doesn't help you anything. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't help you. It doesn't propel anything to happen any quicker, any sooner. You just have to not worry. Do your best, whatever the Lord has placed in your hand, in your heart, in your mind, and you do it. Sometimes we have these things in our head, even when it comes to relationships, like for some men and women that are single, and they think, well, is it ever going to happen? Don't rush into marriage. Don't even rush about it. When it's time, if that's what the Lord has for you, and that's your lot in life, trust and believe He's got it for you. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to wonder about that because the Lord is able to take care of that when the time is ready. Until then, you keep working and doing and being about your Father's business. That's what you got to be about. Don't worry about all the other stuff. It'll come in time. No need to rush it because right now the Lord is taking you. And if you are in your singleness right now, if you're a single person, guess what? That's the best time to devote to Him because you're not distracted by a wife. You're not distracted by a husband. You're not distracted by any of those things. Your sole focus is 100% on the Lord. So you have nothing but laser focus on Him. So you can do whatever He call you. Say, hey, go here. You're going. He said, hey, let's stop and pray. Let me wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Let me wake you up at 1 o'clock. Whatever it is, you're waking up. No disturbance in the person in the bed with you because it's just you. And it's a beautiful, glorious thing. So while you have the time, do all that you can do for the Heavenly Father and continue just running for Jesus. Why stop? Do everything as unto God. Everything that you got going on, do it as unto Him. So I'm getting close to my residence, and I'm going to let you guys know that I have been thinking about this event, not in a bad way, but just excited. I'm still excited. I don't know how many youth are going to show up, but I'm excited. I'm excited for some other things that are going to be happening too as well. And the Lord is really, really amazing. So when you're thinking, oh man, this is the pit, it's not. And I'm so thankful that the Lord's ways are different from ours. And He sees us, He knows us, and He knows exactly what we need when we need it. And He brings the people, He brings the resources, He brings everything to you when you need it. So will you trust Him today? Pray, show love to your family, friends, people everywhere, all your neighbors, because the Lord tells you to command you to love your neighbor as yourself. So anybody who don't know is your neighbor, and just know that the Lord is with you and He's not going to leave you, nor is He going to forsake you. So have an amazing, amazing day today. God bless your hearts. And just remember to be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what the Lord lays on your heart. And remember what I always say. A big kiss from me to you. I love you with the love of the Lord Jesus Christ, but the Lord loves you way more than I ever could. So you guys take care. And please, 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 if you are in Maricopa and you know someone that would like to have their youth participate, please just email me. And I just look forward to signing them up. It's not going to be crazy or anything like that, just to give them a little bit of experience and a little taste. And I would just love to be able to do that. And if you want to support, please do. And don't forget to, of course, vote for me for Supermom. Yay! So you guys have an amazing day.